Hello everyone and welcome to City of York Complete Communities, where local government meets community, where we highlight how we work together to bring about change throughout our city. My name is Nona Watson and I am the Director of Economic and Community Development. One of the key components of our Complete Communities initiative is neighborhood revitalization, and we are here today with Penrose LLC at the State Street Crossing development. Come on in. So hello again, we are here with Toki Rader. Very excited to have her with us today. Toki works with Penrose LLC, and we're going to start by asking her to tell us just a little bit about what she does with Penrose.
I'm a developer with Penrose. I've been there for a little over 8 years, and I primarily do development work in Pennsylvania. I've done some work in central Pennsylvania, in York. I had a project that just finished in Bensalem. So it was a 40-unit veterans project. We're primarily a developer of affordable housing. And we started in Pennsylvania, and we've done a lot of projects here, but we've also expanded to other states. We have an office in Ohio, Atlanta, Texas, and Boston, and New York. We've developed about 15,000 units across the country, and we've done some work also in New Brunswick and in New York City, and some student housing as well.
New Brunswick, that's up and coming. I went to school in New Brunswick.
Okay.
I went to Rutgers there. So very excited to see the work that you all have been doing, especially in affordable housing. Very excited about what you have done here. And we are really focusing in on revitalizing our neighborhoods. So this just really plays into what our vision is for the entire city, just going from neighborhood to neighborhood. So let me just say thank you for that. So can you tell us just a little bit about the project itself?
Well, this project, we started working on it, I believe, in 2016, when the city approached us to help redevelop the site. Before, it was a brownfield that had been partially demolished by a prior owner. And one of the first things we had to do was, there was about 25,000 tons of asbestos debris that was left on site. So we worked with the city to get some funds from DCED, the Industrial Sites Reuse Program. And we used those funds to clean up the site. And that we tried to do in the summertime when the school was out, because there's an elementary school right next door. So we did that during the summer, and then started the project late 2019. And we had a little bit of delays because of the pandemic, but we finished in June of last year, and we're fully leased up by August. So it was a very rewarding project because of how it had looked before, and it was a mess. It looked like a disaster. There were just piles of rubble and tanks and chemicals everywhere. And so once we cleaned up the site, that was fantastic. And then when we started construction, I think the neighbors really appreciated what we were doing here to clean up the site and make it into housing.
Yeah, that's great. And so you mentioned, that you worked with the city, and we are really trying to emphasize how important it is to develop our partnerships. So I know you started out like working with the RDA, the Redevelopment Authority, and tell us some of the other partners that you actually worked with to get this project done.
Well, DCD was key because they provided the funding for the environmental cleanup. And then the home funds from the city, $900,000 of home funds were very important. And the city was fantastic to work with. We had to get the site rezoned, and we had to get, of course, the land development approvals and planning commission approvals. And so that went very smoothly. And so we really appreciated those partnerships. And both of the mayors, Kim Bracey from FOR and Michael Helfrich, really helped get this project over the finish line. They advocated for the project with PHFA when we applied for tax credits. And they really stepped up with some additional home funds to make it happen.
That's awesome. And so you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms here?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So talk to us about the other amenities that are here.
Well, we have a beautiful community room.
Right, which we are sitting in right now and is absolutely gorgeous.
And since it's a family development, we have a kids corner with some games. And community groups can have events here. We have a kitchenette for people to use and a TV. And then we have our management office and our maintenance offices back here, which we could take a look at later. I think what's unique about this property is the about an acre of green space in the middle. That was created because we were trying to match the street grid here. And I think it's a great amenity for the residents. There's always kids playing in the playground and playing sports and football and things like that. So yeah, I think it's a unique development, and it's made a meaningful impact in the neighborhood.
Right, right. And so give us the breakdown in reference to the number of bedrooms that you have here, 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, there's 56 units, and there's 6 one-bedroom units, 23 two-bedroom units, 24 three-bedroom units, and 3 four-bedroom units.
Okay. Now, are you fully leased up now?
There's just the one vacancy in Building 1.
Okay,
So.
and we're going to get to see that today, right? So I'm excited about that. So what if someone is interested in actually applying to live here? What are the qualifications, first of all? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, there is a criminal background check and a credit background check. There's actually a waiting list at this point. So, but if people want to get on the waiting list, they should fill out an application and bring it to the leasing office here. And then part of the development is filled through the York Housing Authority, because a portion of the units here have project-based vouchers. So the residents of those units come off of the Housing Authority waiting list. So if people are really interested in getting a unit here, they should apply both ways, get on the Housing Authority waiting list, and then get on the site-specific waiting list here.
Okay, well, thank you for that. It's so beautiful here. We're going to take a tour, and it's so quiet and peaceful. Every time I come around here, I'm like, it is so peaceful around here. So how is the community and the neighbors, and how do they interact here?
We've started to ramp up some of the programming now that the pandemic has allowed us to let people into the community building and have more community events. So we have a supportive service provider who is organizing a children's story time in a few weeks. And we're going to have some events for residents about financial planning and credit, and different workshops that they could take part in. I think it's quiet right now because people are at work, but I think in the afternoons and evenings when kids get back from school and people get back from work, it becomes more lively place.
I get that. Okay, well, let's actually take our tour. And if you would just kind of talk with us and walk with us and tell us what we're looking at, that would be great.
That sounds good.
Okay, so we're back now. We're getting ready to take our tour. And we have with us also Cherie McFadden. Cherie is, well, introduce yourself, Cherie. Tell us who you are.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cherie McFadden. I am the Economic Development Specialist with the City of York's Department of Economic Development.
And in addition to that, Cherie is our Complete Communities Initiative Liaison, so you will be seeing much of Cherie. So let's begin our tour. So, Toki.
Okay, so this is the community room. We have a television for residents to use, a kitchenette, and some tables for community groups. And then back here in the corner, we have a children's reading center, and they could use it for drawing and reading while their parents are meeting with different groups or in the management office.
Okay, how often, I mean, is this like used all the time, this area?
Well,
or
it was closed for a long time
Okay.
because of the pandemic, but
Okay.
it's recently been reopened, and we got the patio furniture out for people to
Yeah.
use. And this is the door to the management suite, so I'll take you through the offices.
Okay.
And then this is the property manager's office, and we have a conference room back here. We have a kitchenette for the staff to use, and then we have a file room back here.
Now, how many employees do you have here?
We have 3. So we have the
Three.
property manager, we have the maintenance tech, and then we have a supportive service coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about your supportive service coordinator? Because that's interesting. I haven't heard about that with housing development. So what's that?
Yeah,
aspect?
she does she comes in every week and spends a few hours here, and she also does a newsletter with different events. But this is something we're definitely going to be ramping up in the next year to create more of a sense of community.
Nice.
Okay, so it's focused on things for residents and services for residents. Do you guys have resources and things like that through your supportive services?
Yeah, they connect people with a lot of community groups that are already working in York. So a lot of what they do is referrals to different organizations, and so they have to be sort of plugged into different nonprofits in the community. And then they have events here as well, where they bring a speaker in or a workshop in for the residents.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Great.
Okay.
Okay, we'll follow you.
This is the supportive service office. This is Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Smiling, you're on camera. And then this is the maintenance shop.
Okay. Very good.
So this is where we keep all the supplies and the everything we need to, turn a unit and fix any issues.
I guess you don't see many vacancies, huh?
No,
Yeah.
no. Once people
They get in.
they
there.
get in. They want to stay.
And it's beautiful
Yeah.
too. Yes.
Now, what are your lease terms? Do you do yearly lease? Does it go month to month after a year?
They're yearly, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
I can confirm that with our management company. Do you want to? I
Oh,
think there's a
there's one?
snow blower back here.
Okay. Snow blower. Oh, how cool. Okay.
So this is the equipment garage.
So it's good to have everything on site,
Mhm.
so especially if, like, in a case of emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is always very exciting. The new
So with it being
equipment.
new, how's your maintenance staff? What does that look like?
They get tickets that the residents put in for service, and they try and respond, within 24 hours.
Yeah.
And this is the green space that we have at the development that was created because we wanted to match the existing street grid. And we think it's a great amenity for kids and adults, to play football and baseball. And there's a playground for little kids in the back. And it'll become even nicer, I think, when some of these trees grow in and get
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah. Okay.
So you've mentioned matching the existing street grid. Could you talk about that and why that was important for the development?
Well, we wanted the development to match the surrounding community. So in addition to matching the existing street grid, we wanted the housing to look a little bit like the surrounding
Yeah.
houses with the mixture of the brick and the siding, and then the mansard roofs, which I
Yeah,
just learned what they are.
Love
And
it.
And
you
the
can see them
dormer
just in
windows.
the
Yeah,
distance back over here.
Yeah.
We have some of the housing that's similar to exactly what you just said. So that's very interesting.
Yeah.
And consider it just to fit within the fabric of the existing community already.
yeah. I mean, it looks different because it's new, but the architects spent a lot of time thinking about like how to make it blend in as much as we could with the surrounding community.
How do you think the development being here is going to kind of impact or spur other developments in this particular area?
Well, I think we're already seeing that with the property across the street selling for a fair amount. And we'd love to see something come in this parking lot here. We
Yeah.
actually tried to buy it as
Did
part
you?
of
I
the.
was looking at that on
Yeah.
my way in. Yeah.
But I never heard back, so
Yeah.
so we couldn't.
Is it still something you may be interested in?
Yeah, I
or
think
have you
so.
moved on? Yeah.
I think so. I'm not sure how many
I
units
think
would fit
that would
there.
be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
be a good
so we
complement.
definitely I think that the value of the homes
Mm-hmm.
definitely increased once this sort of blighted property was fixed, and so
Absolutely.
I'd like to see some of the parcels around here, get redeveloped into housing or some other types of accessory uses.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Wow.
I should grab the lights.
Yes, how nice.
This is nice. It's like a twofer.
Love it.
And so each unit has a washer dryer.
Here's the washer and dryer in here. This
So
is
each
yours.
unit does feature its own washer and dryer.
Laundry room. Okay.
And
Nice open floor space.
this is one bedroom.
Okay.
And the architects that we had for this project really love big windows. So there's a lot of windows, a lot of light.
Natural light.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like the units and the different sizes, are you guys seeing a lot of? Do you guys have a lot of subsidies that are used for utilities, or are the utilities pretty comparable and reasonable for the size of the unit?
These are really energy efficient units because we have to build them to HUD and PHFA standards. So the utility allowances are pretty low because the units don't need a lot of energy to heat them. It's all electric.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So.
they just pay their rent and electric.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a big bathroom. It's like a bathroom size bathroom. It's important. These are great. Now, is this? Do you guys have any handicap accessible?
Yeah, I'm wondering
units?
if this.
Very nice.
This probably doesn't
Yeah.
look like it would be because the tub would be
Right. But it definitely has the clearances for a wheelchair or for someone to come
Right,
to
right.
visit.
So I'm wondering if because of the type of development, if they all had to be ADA.
I think
Compliant.
I think the ground floor units had to be visitable,
Okay.
right? So that anyone with a wheelchair could
Accessible.
yeah come into them.
Accessibility is
Nice
extremely,
size.
extremely important.
Yeah.
I think we want to get developers and just even our business owners and homeowners thinking about accessibility in a different way other than just people with wheelchairs, but anybody with any type of physical limitations that still can be able to fully utilize everything. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought that went into the site layout to make sure that people can get anywhere they need to
Kitchen.
get.
Yeah. So one of the things we're doing with Complete Communities is, especially when you guys come in, and developers come in and you build up and everything, we're also looking at what's going on around in the neighborhood. We're looking at streets and sidewalks and lighting and all of that to make it more complete. So we're just partnering with different agencies, funders to actually go into these neighborhoods and take it to another level.
Yeah, we were so pleased that the city repaved the street.
Yes,
So
yes,
that
yes.
was fantastic because
So-
it was in pretty bad shape when we wrapped up the project, but the mayor made it happen, and it's fantastic.
Absolutely. So we're working hard to work together.
Yeah.
So.
There's a
Make
lot
it
of different pieces that come in different departments that have to come together, kind of just to get one big project done. And I think it's important for people to understand all those different components.
Yeah.
Because it's not just, hey, you develop it, so that means you're going to get the sidewalk done and the street fixed. But we might need, it might have to be something in the sewer system or something, just facade improvements in the surrounding
Yeah.
area.
Offering those programs to existing homeowners and all of that so that they can take care of their property as well. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're looking at all of that.
And the trees that we selected here are all native trees. And I had a little extra at the end, so we ended up getting, I think, 8 more or 6 more because we wanted it to be, pleasant for people to sit by the playground. And trees make such a big difference, I think.
Oh, definitely.
As they grow in, it'll be,
Right.
it'll be
And
great.
that's one of the things that a lot of people say makes for them a good neighborhood is green space or gathering community space. And you don't see a lot of, just within the city, large green spaces, especially for kids to play that aren't at a park or that are directly within their neighborhood. So I think that's amazing
Yeah.
to have that much space, like right in the center of the development.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and it's designed in a way to people to keep an eye on the kids. So like there's eyes on the street, and people can watch from their front porches.
And it's welcoming to the neighbors. It doesn't seem like, hey, we don't live there, so we can't
Yeah,
use this. And I think that's a key part when you develop somewhere.
Absolutely.
yeah.
So as we wrap this up, I just want to say to you, thank you so much for coming here and doing this interview, and you, Cherie, as well. Is there anything else that you'd like to share before we end this interview?
Yeah, we have a dedicated website for this site, State Street Crossing, and people can visit that site and apply for housing and get on the waiting list here. And our property manager is here most days and be happy to answer any questions that people might have.
Yeah, awesome. Cherie, did you have anything else?
I just wanted to add, this is a perfect example of how we go from a blighted property to a bright property. And hopefully we can show you guys some before and after pictures of the development. And Toki, what do you guys have next? Do you guys have stuff coming up? Do you want to
Well, we're looking
explore
for
more stuff in York?
We are. We're looking for another parcel in York, and I do have a broker, and I'm in constant communication with Blanda as well to ask him like what's going on with this piece of property and what would you like to see here. We would love to do another project here. It was so easy to work with the city, and I feel like it's a very development-friendly community. And also there's not a lot of new housing, so I think there's some exciting opportunities to build in mixed income, workforce, affordable, all different types of housing for the people who live in York.